Don't we all love success stories? The stories that inspire us to do more, the stories that drive fuel inside of us. And today we'll be discussing a similar story, the story of Mobavenue. And to talk about the story, we have the founders, Ishank, Kunal, and Tejas. Thank you for joining us. Because we are talking about success stories and more revenue story is definitely nothing less than one, I wanted to know that you started with limited resources and that today you are one of the biggest names in the MadTech space. So, how has this journey been from a small digital marketing agency to being one of the biggest players in the space of MadTech?
Yeah, sure.
Tejas.
So, of course, the every journey starts with small resources, and being a bootstrap startup, we had to manage everything by ourselves. While we were struggling and doing and wearing multiple hats, we figured out quickly that how to scale up our businesses. Being customer first approach, product led solutions, and doing everything in house with our tech team led us to scale very fast in very short amount of time. Yeah, so being one of the pioneer in the medtech and advertisement tech space, I think gives us a very good opportunity to penetrate more in India and globally.
And thanks to our customers, typically who has helped us to reach to this stage, because it's been impossible without their, kind support to kind of reach and build from an agency to a product.
And still a long way for us to go ahead now.
Sure, interesting. And we were talking about that you provide you help brands, agencies, and publisher with your MadTech solutions that help in eventually driving acquisition, that help in monetization, that help in acquiring growth, engagement, a lot of things, a lot of verticals. So I want to know, could you go a little bit into your services and how you are aiding the different people, different stakeholders?
Right. So when we started, we were pretty much into one area where we were only and only providing growth, and then over last, I would say 5 years of a journey, what we have done is every year we have built product, and what we see Mobavenue 2.0 is like a fully unified solution where we are now covering the top of the funnel for the advertisers, which helps them to reach to very high intent driven audiences, and then comes the lower funnel, which is where we are able to drive performance for them. So be it be having bringing them customers, be it be bringing sales to them, be it be bringing ROS to them, right? So across the funnel today, Mobavenue as a platform have built products, and now we have able to serve our customers across the funnel. So top, middle, lower, all of them is what we are able to serve for. And you talked about monetization. So, very critical part of our journey has been also helping our supply partners to ensure that we are able to provide them better yield. That is what we are trying to do. So on a one side basis, we are helping advertisers to find high intent audiences. On the other side, we are helping our supplier partners to better yield. So we are trying to solve both the sides of the problem, and all of this is possible because we are able to do it with the platform approach. So that's what we typically do today, and still learning. We are trying to take examples of our global leaders who are solving it in US, Europe, and we're trying to do that from India and going global in our approach.
Sure. And I think you have a solid roster of clients. There is Mintras and Zeptos and likes of others. And if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, you have around 300 to over 300 something clients. So could you talk about some other of your clients and also their recent projects or how you have aided them or supported them?
Of course. So we have client across multiple categories, starting with e-commerce to BFSI to fintech to real money category and many more. Trying to understand which category requires growth and is having digital first approach. Categories like BFSI now are very aggressive in trying to acquire more and more users. Our solution helps them to cater basically that how our users are able to use BFSI apps, because like BFSI has been very limited in terms of digital growth, and so that's where we are coming into picture. So likes of HDFC, Kotak have been pioneer in doing that digital first approach, where we are helping them with the our Mobavenue solutions. But yeah, multiple categories Kunal also lead.
Yeah, so I mean, our approach has been solution led till now, whether it be any category. I mean, what we have done with any category or any genre of client is we have tried to provide solution which the client want, whether it be driving growth, whether it be driving re-engagement, retargeting. So we have given different kinds of solution to our clients on different problems, or you say different requirement in terms of their growth journey.
Sure. We talked about the different verticals, you're solving the problems, and we also talked about that you are trying to help the whole funnel line. I wanted to know if we look at your different services, if it's monetization or if it's customer acquisition, which is the one that you see most amount of business getting most business for you at this point of time?
Very right question. So 80% of our, as we said, that we are a young, evolving company. So the core product, which is our demand side product, we call it as SurgeX DSP. Interesting story. Surge is about growth. So we were very inspired by that term, and then we wanted to keep it that as a name. That is our core underlining revenue, which is maximum, I would say. It generates 60 to 70% of our core revenue. And then we have other products which we are getting into mature products also. So all of these products started, back from 2022. They've been only second year of their, revenue lines. So we generally see that it takes 3 years for a product to get mature and get into that repeat set of customers. So they are in that lines of where they are getting more mature, and we are able to reach to next level of growth. So our demand side product is our core revenue stream.
And continuing on a similar topic, I think programmatic over the years has been celebrated a lot.
Yeah.
And while we celebrate it, there are very few people who actually understand the intricacies of it.
Yeah.
So what is your sauce? How in this world of programmatic, what difference do you bring?
So yeah, of course. So programmatic is very complex, as a digital marketing channel. Not lot of people have understanding or have awareness about how it works. In terms of brands as well, like they are also still figuring out how to navigate around programmatic world. Us being coming from tech background, being computer engineer, we understand tech largely. That gives us competitive advantage. But on top of it, being into advertisement, being into marketing field, how to combine that and have a competitive advantage and edge has become key force for us. But again, programmatic advertising has been very complex. We understand how ad request works. We understand how responses work. We understand whom to target at what point of a time. All the logics, all the algorithms, all the brains on whom to target what kind of an ad at what point of a time has been very challenging and has been rewarding too for us, since there are very less amount of people in this competition. Gives us head start to teach everyone and also help them with the programmatic approach. Google and Facebook being the primary resource for advertisement, brands are looking for external or alternative source where they are able to advertise. We as an Indian company, Bharat First company, I would say, love to provide this kind of solution to our Indian customers, but also globally. Yeah.
And just to add on top of it, in last 2 years our journey has been more that we have taken stand on a lot of machine learning capabilities over a period of time that we have invested more on, and that has given us a strong edge in providing brand performance. So if you see most of the demand side products in India, they are very brand heavy. They can only tag them towards awareness as an engagement metrics. But we are looking at much more deeper funnel engagement metrics for our brands. Whether it is completed views, is it clicks, is it doing some actions, is it doing some sale. So across this we have stitched it together. So it's a very complicated product to make, but at the same time it is rewarding because there is going to be only X amount of people in the world who is aiming to do that.
Yeah, just want to add to this. I mean, what we have done throughout our journey is we make sure for a client we do from a branding solution, from user acquisition till re-engagement, and we are in part of their entire growth story till the re-engagement, till the re repurchases. I mean, making sure the engagement is really high on those products. We make sure, I mean, all our customers' overall goals are fulfilled by them.
That is interesting, like whole range of services you provide from end to end. I wanted to know who all do you consider your biggest competitors, India as well as internationally?
I mean, it's always great to answer that, but I mean, some of the companies we aspire, and when we started, we were nowhere in that even comparison. So one of the companies like InMobi, definitely, we've a lot of regards about the founding team and the way they have built the business. So of course, they are one of the companies which has been strongly that we are competing with. But beyond that, globally, if you give us some perspective, there would be 10 to 20 large players who are able to solve this problem at a performance level. So companies like AppLovin, companies like Iron Source, companies like Unity, these are very large US-based companies that we are, trying to reach to. And, another company that we've been tracking is about Moloko. They've been doing really well across the world, and, we are trying to reach similar scales over next 1,000 days of our journey.
But ultimate competitors would be always Google, Facebook. That's the final goal.
Benchmark, you said. And like we discussed, there's obviously competition in every space, even your space, and medtech space I see is something that keeps evolving. There's changes every day or the other. I want to know any novel feature or unique product that is in the making, or any upgrades that you plan to bring in the near future.
So yeah, Scan, when iOS launched privacy, it introduced different kind of attribution problem that we have solved using our Surgex DSP. On top of it, our DSP is the fastest in the world almost, where we are able to respond to the request by 4 to 5 millisecond as an internal response time. So that is competitive edge. On top of it, we are very, very agile, customer first approach, where lots of product companies do not give focus to their customer, where we are able to make sure that our client succeeds. So that has been overall key to source for our success.
Interesting. And keeping up with the changing trends, we were walking away from third-party cookie system, and now it seems it is here to stay for longer.
Yeah.
So how are you looking at it, and keeping the privacy obviously in mind? And I think Mobavenue always tries to keep privacy and personalization at core.
Yeah.
So how are you tackling this happening or not happening?
I mean, we were very glad when it was happening, and obviously why we were glad earlier is because it creates a level ground field for everybody. So companies or young companies who are building solution towards privacy first and cookieless world, always were reaching ahead. But with the recent update with Google, they're trying to do that for last 2 years. They came up that now they would not be going away with cookies. But that's the fun part of this whole digital world, is that 2 years back they came up with this whole thing, and now they're because it's so difficult to implement, because they are the backbone of the whole cookie world. All the advertisers got backlashed, and they wanted to be away from it. And now they have taken it back that no, we would able to provide cookie solutions to our advertisers. So definitely we took a hit back, but it's always great in terms of we solving for our advertisers. But today, mature advertisers understand it. They are using some of our privacy first solutions where they are focused, especially in Europe category. In a country like Europe, they are focusing on privacy first solutions, and hence we are bringing our solution there first, where they are much more conscious about privacy, and we are taking our solutions there.
Solution like contextual advertising, solution like building unified persona of the people and mobile phone, where we are able to cater that this user would be this user while navigating and not collecting any PII data, and creating profile based on that. So some unique solutions we are trying to build inside Mobavenue to be future ready.
Just like to add to this, I mean, 2 years back, everyone was discussing about cookieless. I mean, Google just turned around the table once again. So even it is cookieless or with cookie, I mean, we had always made sure that we are very much compliant when it comes to privacy. So our platform has always been compliant, and we always make sure that, I mean, privacy comes first to us.
Interesting. And now I want to go, talk about something a little different. In a world where we have philosophies like 70-hour work philosophy, which was recently shared by Mr. Narayan Murthy, do you concur with that kind of philosophy, or are you a little more relaxed, or if to push it, or are you like follow the European culture to be more relaxed? What is your approach towards working hours and work culture in general?
Kunal, you want to answer that?
Yeah. So I mean, for founder, there is no like 60 hours, 70 hours. For founder, it's all, I mean, you can consider 100 hours. But when it comes to maintaining that balance between the founder and the entire employee and your colleagues whom you're working with, I mean, it should be a balance. So you have to have a European balance, and you also have to have a balance where like Sir Narayan Murthy said. So you need to maintain that balance between both of them.
Trying to make the best of the both worlds. And I think lastly, I would like to ask you, in addition to being present in the top markets globally and hitting big revenues, you are also profitable now, correct me if I'm wrong. In the terms of business and expansion, what are your goals for the coming year?
So one thing was very clear when we started Mobavenue. We were always wanted to be profitable. I think in our last 7 years of journey, there have never been a year that we have not been profitable. We've grown by 49% CAGR year on year. And now beyond India, we have also gone to Asia, where we are in Singapore, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Philippines. We've also establishing ourselves in countries like Europe, rather like Europe. So we are opening up our London office, and we've already hired our first person there. We are also expanded last year to US. So we are in New York and San Francisco. We've planned around 7 more offices across different parts of the world, and which we are aiming to achieve in next 1,000 days. Every 3 months we're aiming to have one office around the world, in a city, find out people there, and bring our solutions which we have made in India. We call it as Bharat, and we are trying to build it across the world. So yeah, that's where we are in our growth journey today.
Quite interesting. This was Team Mobavenue. Kunal, Tejas, Ishank, thank you for joining us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thank you
much.
for having us.